I am pleased to welcome Liz Attfield. Liz is actually the Vice President of Fundraising Strategy at Stephen Thomas. She's a member of the leadership team and also a longtime fundraiser with over 20 years of experience in key areas such as strategic planning, database analytics, integrated account management, and mid-level and legacy marketing. As the leader of her firm's strategic team, she provides clients with strategic insight that will engage donors, connect them to a cause, and drive revenue. Prior to joining the firm, Liz spent 3 years in London working alongside some of the UK's top fundraisers and charity brands. So, without further ado, we're going to warmly welcome Liz.
Hey, Liz.
I'm Liz Attfield, Vice President of Fundraising Strategy at Stephen Thomas, and I'm thrilled to be here today. I've been lucky enough to attend IWITOT events, both here in Toronto and at IFC in Holland. So much thanks goes to the great team at sophie.org for hosting. Enough about me, now let's get to it. It's December. Imagine you're in Utah shopping at the City Creek Center. As you wander through the shops, you come across a crowd gathered around what appears to be a vending machine. What is this, you ask yourself? Well, you've hit upon the light of life-giving machines. It is a vending machine, but this vending machine is special. Instead of buying some candy or pop, you insert your credit card to the giving machine to make a donation and buy a gift for someone in need. Wow, I wish I'd thought of that. These red giving machines are part of an annual holiday initiative that is sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in the US. The spot they did to launch this campaign is so emotive and really shows the impact a simple purchase from a giving machine can make. And it shows the real life difference a donor can make in the lives of people in need around the world. I'll let you watch the video yourself. All right, how cool is that? I wish I'd thought of this campaign because it's great fundraising on a number of levels. First of all, I love it because it's so unique. Did you ever think you would walk away from a vending machine having bought 2 chickens or a cow? This really makes the fundraising campaign stand out. And in my experience, being different is so important in today's competitive fundraising environment. I also think that it's easy. Many of us, if not most of us, have used vending machines before. So the concept of giving that way is really familiar, and it's fast to make a donation. This too is so important in fundraising. We really need to keep it easy for donors to support the cause. I also love this because giving machines have mass appeal on a couple of levels. First of all was the location. So these machines were set up in 10 cities around the US, from Utah to Las Vegas, New York to Hawaii. And I really think that by targeting multiple cities and placing the machines in high traffic places like malls during the Christmas season and outdoor spaces like Rockefeller Center, these fundraisers were able to capture a wide audience, which helped create buzz and ultimately drive revenue. Plus, it has mass appeal on many levels because the giving machines offered lots of gifts at various price points. So if you look at the picture on the right, you can see that you can buy things like food, meals, milk, or even livestock. There was activities for kids like balls and jump ropes, and practical item, if that's more like you could buy shoes or strollers, school supplies, and even eye exams. And the prices were varied, from as low as $4 for a textbook to $50 or more for a cow. Chickens were $25 if that was your thing. And finally, donations support global and local charities, and you, the donor, gets to choose who you support. So global charity partners included big names such as UNICEF or CARE, WaterAid, or USA for UNHCR. And there was lots of local organizations like food banks or missions, family service organizations, or refugee organizations. In New York, you could even give to the Actors Fund in New York. If you look carefully at the photo on the right, you can see the logos in the bottom right-hand corner. Finally, what a success this campaign has been. Giving machines have raised a ton of money, and doesn't every fundraiser strive for that? In 2021, 300,000 people visited a Light the World giving machine, and they donated $3.8 million. But more importantly, so many people have benefited. The donations raised in 2021 will help to provide things like 1.7 million meals, 14,000 boxes of produce, clothing and polio vaccines for thousands of children, and more than 80,000 chickens to give families long-term nutrition and even income potential. Since it began in 2015, the giving machines have raised more than $15 million, and the campaign only runs from November to January each year. This is one of those campaigns that makes it really fun to give, creates buzz, and makes people feel good. It's so thoughtfully set up, marketed, and executed. I wish I'd thought of that.
Wow.
Okay, we're all crying.
Unbelievable. I mean, talk about activation and distribution, and oh my gosh, that is phenomenal.
Makes it accessible. There's so many things that I want to chat to Liz about, and I know that we're a little bit tight. So Liz, come on up. Are you there?
I'm here. Hi, everybody. It's great to see you in person.
That was excellent, Liz. And we've got so many questions coming in. We can't even get all of the applause out. So a few questions that we have, Liz. Do you know how they decide where to actually place the vending machines? Any insights on where to place the machines?
So that's a great question. I have some insights, but I wasn't on the planning committee. So I'll tell you what I know.
Okay.
The campaign's been running for a number of years, since about 2015. And I get the feeling in the readings that I've done that it started off generally always in high traffic areas to really help create the buzz. Probably indoors. Lots of North America, lots of the US is pretty cold between November and January. So I think shopping malls, that kind of thing, were probably more popular in the campaign's early days. And as they got more results, and of course, with the impact of the COVID and lockdowns, they likely put more of these giving machines in outdoor spaces that were also high traffic. Rockefeller Center, or even just using outdoor malls, for example, would be great. and ensure that people are still getting out and about to see them, to make sure they're still raising the money and supporting the people that they want to.
Excellent. And it seems like the plan is really coming together. I mean, sometimes you have these bold concepts and you wonder, can I actually pull off the implementation? Am I actually able to make this work? And we've also used the word a lot today, failing forward. It seems like there have been so many things learned along the way. And so, Kimberly, I don't know if we've got other questions coming in from some of our viewers.
Lisette asked, do you know if the donor data is shared with the charity they choose? That is a really powerful and important question.
Well, Lisette, that's a great question. You know what? I don't think it is at the moment, but in my notes when I was thinking about this campaign, I thought that would really take it up to the next level, would be to try to capture some of this information and reach out. I mean, we've heard people talking about stewardship and ongoing contact with the donors and moving people up the donor ladder. So I would say it's not at the moment. Next level would be to capture that information. That said, I didn't mention this, but they do have an online component to the campaign. So I suspect if you gave online that your information would be captured and potentially shared, at least with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I don't know if they would disseminate that information to the charity. I would think so.
Right. Well, that speaks to Jody's question of the online component, the cost of having the giving machines installed on top of the rental space and the malls, etc. Do you have any insights on the expense of this campaign?
I don't, but it wouldn't be for the faint of heart. I think to start up, start small and work. If you were going to move this forward yourselves, really start in one location, try to build up those relationships with the malls, and go from there. What I can tell you is that the transaction fees for the credit card were covered, which is great. But I do not know at the moment how much they paid to get into the shops and the other locations.
Well, you certainly know a lot, that's for sure. And you have shared a lot of your great wisdom and knowledge with us. And so for that, we thank you. And Liz, we definitely want to give you an opportunity as we're calling the last questions here. Looks like we've gotten a lot in the chat. Liz, as it pertains to what you think is perhaps the most meaningful element of the strategy, what do you think is the most meaningful?
So, Paisley, that's a great question. For me, I think it's the breadth of support that's going out, right? So the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints isn't in this for themselves. They're working with other charities to try to help as many people as possible by using local and big name global fundraising organizations. And to me, that's really important. So they're really affecting and improving as many lives as they can.
Wow. Well, that is what we are all here to do, right? Kimberly and Liz, affect and improve as many lives as possible. So Liz, thank you for being with us and thank you for sharing.